Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's call, a webinar on healing our hearts. We're going to be focusing on mind-body connection, as well as how our thoughts, feelings, behaviors affect our health. And so as we get started, I wanted to just read to you a little bit from Trust Life. Many of you know this is one of my favorite books. I'm always referring to this. It says it was written by Louise Hay, but it was actually compiled by Robert Holden after Louise passed. And he did a beautiful thing in that he created this book as a staff writer, meaning that, you know, he's not receiving royalties on it and so on. And all profits from this book are going to the Hay Foundation. So pick it up. It's a great book. And it's just got a different inspirational saying for each day. And today's was perfect, like perfect for us. So just take a moment and take a nice deep breath in and out. So important, we all just keep breathing. March 29th. I trust that life wants the best for me. Trust is what we learn when we want to overcome our fears. It's called taking the leap of faith. Trust in the power within that is connected to the universal intelligence. Remember, the power that supplies your breath is the same power that created the universe. You are one with all of life. The more you love yourself and trust life, the more life is here for you, to support you, to love you, to guide you. You can trust in that which is invisible, instead of only trusting in the physical and material world. I'm not saying that we do nothing, yet if we have trust, we can go through life much easier. We need to trust that we are being taken care of, even though we're physically not in control of everything that is happening around us. And so it is. So just another nice deep breath. I want to thank all of you for gathering today. And before we started recording this call, I had said that I know that around the world, we are all feeling very similar emotions right now. And so I think that it was important to be able to record this call, to be able to share our thoughts, feelings, opinions, beliefs with other people to encourage them. So thank you for your permission to do that. And I want to just start off with talking a little bit about our health. And so what I'd like to do is just do a quick zoom around all of you and just maybe take a moment and please try to keep it to like a minute or two at the maximum. And just let us know what you're feeling right now in your body and the positive steps that you're taking to relieve any anxiety that's going on or any pressure that you're feeling. And so I am going to go ahead and start with Alana. Anna, we just need you to, Alana, to unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's all good.
It's been really interesting for me. My kids are adults, so I don't have any little kids running around the house, so that makes life easier, but I miss my family a lot, of course. But part of it is I'm pretty social as well, and so nothing big, but meeting friends for coffee and stuff. And so for me, it's been over 2 weeks now because my son has no immune system, and so we're super cautious. And I was having a hard time. And then I started having coffee dates via Zoom or Facebook Messenger on video, because that's easier for some people. Not everybody's, doing this thing. And so then it was more face-to-face. It was, because I feel like I'm calling people and then I'm talking to people or texting, but it's not the same. You're still feeling super isolated. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, the emotions go up and down. So it's so important, I found, to own them. And I even put like a post on my Facebook page. It's like, this is how I'm feeling. We're not, because everybody's also trying to share positive stuff on Facebook. And I feel like you also have to be careful, because it's kind of like Instagram. only the filtered pictures get posted. You know?
That's right. Okay, so I'm going to just stop you there.
So there,
those
yeah,
are
so
great.
that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Thanks.
Wonderful. Those are great tips. So she's maintaining that connection with her community and her support system to help balance out her life, which is so important. And I love what you said about owning our emotions.
Yeah.
Oh, how true that is. You know, yesterday morning I woke up feeling a little bit low, and I just kept fighting it and fighting it. And, you know, I was like, okay, I'm going to have a shower and do my hair and put on makeup and make myself a hot meal and all of these things to try and pick myself up from feeling low. And it just wasn't working. And so I decided just to sit down and have a big cry. And that worked.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So just owning those emotions. So just Corley and Sarah, if you can share with us in a quick minute or two what you're doing to take care of your health right now to relieve any pressure, feel safe, anxiety.
Well, I've been doing a little meditation in the morning. I've been having all sorts of extra sensations the last week in my neck and my back and everything else. So trying to meditate at the beginning of the day. Yesterday was also a really low day. I think we have our dad, I think we told you all, is staying with us, and it's hard, you know, everyone being cooped up. We do have 3 little kids and 4 adults.
So I'm just going to interrupt you a little bit, Corley. For those of you who aren't speaking, if you could just mute your microphone, that would help us out so that we could hear a little bit better. And I'm noticing that we now have 20 people on the call. So Corley, you can go ahead and finish what you're doing to relieve the stress and anxiety. And then instead of going through the whole group, just anybody who wants to speak out, please go ahead and unmute yourself and share. So go ahead and finish up, Corley.
So yeah, that's it. There's just a lot of whatever. We've really been working on communicating, like really hardcore with each other, which has never been done before. We play lots of like virtual Yahtzee. We did a little, we called it, we had a little Saturday night party last week. So there was like 15 of us on there and played games and whatever.
So and that's then really good.
Yeah.
So you're finding ways to keep your mind occupied.
Yeah.
Which is really great, because that's actually what I wanted to talk about today, is finding ways to keep your mind occupied with positive things, you know, the affirmation, visualization.
I have a little story to tell, if I may, kind of to help people out. My one daughter lives in Miami with her husband and 2 sons, and every night they do a country theme. They did India, they did Brazil, and then they dress up kind of in those outfits. They try to make the food related to that. So they learn a little bit about the country they're deciding to have dinner on that night. So it's a way for people with children or those without as well to do something during the day towards an interesting activity. I thought it was just really interesting, incredible.
Yeah, it's very original. Very original.
For the ones with little kids. And today we're going to learn about Spain. What do they eat there? How do they dress? And then you make the whole meal around it. And that's a way to spend some time.
Yes, yes. And, you know, I love that these are, you know, positive stress relieving things. Can I hear from somebody who has been using affirmations to relieve stress?
I have.
So Hasina, was that you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here in India, our HYL teachers are very active. Babuji, GL Sampurna. So they give us classes morning and evening. And we have a session in the afternoon also, 11:30. So we are all totally grounded. It's amazing here. It's really amazing. And then I do my yoga and affirmations after the yoga. And it's really like a holiday time for me. It's fully me time. It's fully me time. And then basically I'm a homeopath. So we have our preventive medicines also. So confident that COVID is not going to affect us.
That's right.
So yeah, so it's our teachers are very, very active, Babuji and Sampurna ji. So it's really amazing here in India for us HYL teachers.
I'm so happy that you're using
Yeah.
affirmations and yoga
Yeah.
and healthy living practices.
Yeah.
Somebody else wants to share with us what they are using. Priya. Just your microphone is on mute, Priya.
Okay, hello. Yeah,
Hello.
thank you first of all, because since long I wanted to do something with you. So this gave me an opportunity and I'm eternally so thankful.
Thank
And
you. I'm so
namaste.
happy to see your face.
Yeah, namaste. And yes, you know what? I live in India usually, but this time I just traveled to the US on 11th of March and I'm visiting my daughter over here and I'm in the US now. And suddenly this pandemic just has gone out of proportion and I'm here. But as Hasina said, we have Bapuji and Devil who are doing the sessions, which we are attending morning and night. We are going through HYL work. I am currently doing the coaching work with one of the doctors in India who is herself an intensive care unit doctor, and that is giving me a great amount of healing while I am trying to heal her and bring her back to her work so that she's so needed. And
Yes.
I have been granted this job by the universe to make her active again, and she is willing and ready now to start working. And I have been following Marianne Williamson for A Course in Miracles that she is doing, and eternally grateful to her.
Yes.
And Robert and Holly's A Course in Miracles I have taken up, and it's giving me such peace and so much help. And of course, affirmations, of course, our work itself heals me every day. And still, like you said, I went through this immense amount of lowness 2 days back, but then I have my dog for my rescue and I started playing with the animal angel that I have, and it was very helpful. Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
It also
thank you
checked trees.
for that. Oh,
I've been
and I
looking
just
up
want
into the
to
trees.
say, for those of you who don't know, when we're talking about HYL, it's Heal Your Life, and the book is You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And this is a perfect time to pick it up. You can get it on Amazon or on Audible, and just go ahead and be filling your mind with these positive things. And I'm going to, oh, sorry.
And every single night I'm listening to Louise's meditation and going to sleep, and it makes me calm. And
Beautiful.
every morning I'm centering myself with her meditations and then starting my day. And it just feels so supported. Thank you, Louise, and thank you.
Thank you, Priya.
Yeah.
So at this time, what I would like to do is lead you in an exercise on mind-body connection as we talk about how our health can be impacted by our thoughts. And just, by a quick show of hands, how many of you understand and believe in the mind-body connection? Yes. And, for those of you who are skeptical about it at all, just, think about those times when you are thinking about a stressful situation and all of a sudden you feel it in your body, or you're telling a story about something that happened 10 years ago, but, your breath becomes shallow and faster and you feel it. That's the mind-body connection. And it's also bigger things in our life. And I feel like there's going to possibly people that are holding a lot of trauma in their body, which will result in physical manifestation. And so we want to do what we can to make sure that we are preventing that from really taking over and taking hold in our lives by getting at it from the beginning, right? So let's do this mind-body connection exercise together now. So what I'd like you to do is just take a few deep breaths and allow your body to relax. If you want to close your eyes, go ahead. Taking some nice deep breaths. Feeling that wave of relaxation. It flows from the top of your head down to the bottom of your feet. Now become more and more aware of your breathing. Allow the gentle in and out of your breath to take you to a deeper and quieter place. Now become aware of a place in your body that needs your attention. Perhaps it feels tense or uncomfortable. Just let your attention go to that part of your body. Continuing to breathe in and out. Think about the emotion that is being held there. Now imagine that this part of your body has a voice and it can speak to you. And silently ask it, what is this discomfort all about? What is this discomfort all about? Just listen patiently for the answer. Then ask yourself, what can I do to release this discomfort? What can I do to release this discomfort? And if you can easily reach that place on your body, just place your hand on it. Imagine that you are breathing into the infinite well of love in your own heart, and then breathing that love down your arm, into your hand, and into that part of your body that needs it. And continue to do this until you feel the discomfort begin to ease. Sending love down your arm, through your hand, and into that part of your body. Breathing in the love and breathing out the discomfort. Your body will tell you everything that you need to know. Your body will remind you when you need to breathe deeper. When you feel ready, just gently bring your awareness back into the room. And when you feel ready, open your eyes. And is there anyone who would like to share what came up for them during that exercise, mind-body connection?
I would.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I've had pain in the back of my neck or my middle back, upper middle back, which I found surprising when I did feel that today. And what it told me is I need to let go of control. So, yeah, but I'm not exactly sure what that means, to let go of control of what? That I'm going to have to write about. It's a true awakening for me.
Yes, and the affirmation, everything I need to know will be revealed to me. Yes. Anyone else like to share what came up for them during that meditation? Heike, go ahead.
My part was the shoulder. And I'm coming out of a stretch of 2 years, pardon me, of a lot of things on the go. Had 2 businesses and yeah, lots to go. And what came up is like, I have to let go of too many things, like working on too many things. There's too much on the go. So, and I must say this time right now is a blessing for me. The pace change, that I can actually read more, do my affirmation more consistent. I have more time for myself. For me, it's almost like it was meant to be. So for me, it's good. And there was a confirmation that I had too much on the go.
Yes. You know, and it's so easy to do. Thank you for sharing that, Heike. It's so easy in this really fast-paced world we live in, right? Everything is going so fast. I was just writing about this yesterday, right? So, you know, if we could see the signals, that the pings that go to the cell phone towers, if we could see how fast the internet connection works, you know, all we have to do is really just even think about the vehicles on our highways, right? How fast they're going and how everything's always moving and nothing is still. And so in the midst of all that, we're doing 5 and 6 things at the same time. And, you know, things are spinning, right? And if we slow down, guilt comes in. And then we're feeling guilty that, oh, I should be doing more. And then we're feeling guilty that I should be doing less. It just continues and continues. And so thank you for sharing that you really use this time to just release, right? To exhale and to recenter. Would somebody else like to share about mind-body connection? Priya. If you could just unmute your microphone.
Yeah, sorry. I started with the mind-body connection thinking that there was pain in my heart, and I placed my hand over that, and when I asked my body, what is it? It just told me you are just habitual. That's why you think there is pain in the heart, but it's not there. And then I realized that, oh, my back. And then I placed my hand on the back, and it's a big breakthrough to me because I'm habitually just thinking that my heart aches because of something. It's not there. And that was a big awareness. And then I just felt that I have to just give some more love and support to myself. And my back is getting better. So it was very helpful, very helpful. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I love what you said about love and support, right? Probably everyone on this call is a big supporter of other people. Right? And this is a really great time for us to remember to support ourselves. Now, I know that I've talked to a couple of you personally, and you've told me that as empathic people, we are picking up a lot of emotion from what's going on in the world right now. And does anyone want to share how that's been affecting them and the solution that they've come up with on how they're managing that? And do you mind if I call you out, Michelle, on that, Michelle Joy, to share with us, because I know we had a discussion about that, about how it does affect us, and then that heaviness that comes over us.
Yeah, well, yeah, like you and all of us, I've been really struggling. I spend a lot of time in nature. In fact, my sweetie just found an article about how they've done studies and they found trees that may actually have a heartbeat and are alive. And so that's why we feel so good in nature. But, you know, that has been something that I've really focused on, is attuning to nature. And that's been helping. And also just, you know, the affirmations. My favorite one by Louise Hay, that everything is working out for my highest good. Only good will come out of this situation. I am safe. Yes. I am safe. I am safe. I keep saying it over again, I am safe. But it's something I'm actively working on, because I realize how people's energies, like I go to the store and I'm like, I feel their energy. So I'm actively working on that. And in fact, I'm with a mastermind, and we're going to try and actually do a bubble around all of us and find ways. So I wish I can give you more advice, Victoria, but I'm actually really in it right now. But for me, when I'm in nature, I feel I can breathe again. And so nature's been a huge healing factor for me. And affirmations, of course. Yeah.
Yes. Well, and you know, I think it's such an important thing to take care of with our health, is not picking up on emotion from other people, while still being able to connect and to be a healing force in the world. And I was reading through some affirmations this morning, and one that really stood out to me was, I can be relaxed wherever I am. I am calm and secure. Wherever I go in this world, I take my island of safety with me. Isn't that powerful? Now, I realize that a lot of us aren't really going places right now, but if we can picture ourselves on this little island of safety, and picture then those that we love on this island of safety, and then those that in our city and in our country and in our world, picturing us all on this island of safety and knowing that wherever we go, we take that with us. Isn't that powerful? Yeah, it really spoke to me this morning.
Hi, Annette.
Hi.
And so,
Oh,
sorry, go ahead, Annette.
yeah, I wanted to comment on the collective grief piece. If you just think of how many have shared already in this call of a couple days ago, how we were feeling. And I think some of that is that collective grief. And I've learned to really try to figure out what's mine and what's somebody else's. And so, yes, 2 days ago too, I felt that collective grief. And just connect to what you say, Victoria, that I sat down on the couch and I let myself have a cry for all of us. I just processed it. And once I did that, I felt better. And I just, I didn't trap any of it in my body. And then I do my smudge and, I cleansed myself after that. But just really acknowledging what is mine and what's somebody else's is the biggest thing for me to do. And then coming on the call today, just again what you said, Victoria, like really we have a thing in our family, an elder taught us, of as long as we don't all unplug at once, we'll be okay. And that's from my sister's community, and I agree with that. So I remind myself to really bless myself and take care of myself, and that's good, because we have to stay strong for one another, right? Because some moment I'll be the puddle on the floor and it'll be mine. It won't be yours, it'll be mine. So that's what I'm doing. And I've started, when people are posting affirmations, things like that, I'm starting a file now on my phone for health affirmations. So then when I need one, I can go and get one quick, right? So
I find it absolutely amazing how much those health affirmations help within moments. Within moments, it just gets us out of our head and out of the fear and out of the awfulizing and the catastrophizing, and just saying, I am safe. I am safe, right? Every cell in my body is healthy. I am safe. And taking care of that mental health is so important. And I love what you shared, Annette, about how we don't all have to be on at the same time. We can have our moments and somebody else will hold that light for us. So thank you for sharing that.
I wrote about tears because I've had a lot of tears. My daughter's a respiratory therapist, and I send her positive affirmations and hearts every day. So my tears are for my daughter and for those frontline workers. And I wrote about tears, and it starts out that tears are God's liquid healers.
That's powerful.
And there's much more. And I just cry. I allow myself to cry, to be healed. Don't hold on tight. Let those tears flow, because they will heal you. They will release what's in there.
They absolutely will. And I love those words. Maureen, you always have beautiful words. And that was a beautiful thing to share with us. So thank you for that. On the topic of health affirmations, I have a health treatment that I want to share with you that is from Experience Your Good Now by Louise Hay. And it says, I am one with life, and all of life loves me and supports me. Therefore, I claim for myself perfect, vibrant health at all times. My body knows how to be healthy, and I cooperate by feeding it healthy foods and beverages and exercising in ways that are enjoyable to me. My body loves me, and I love and cherish my body. I am my own unique self, and I move through this life healthy, happy, and whole. This is the truth of my being, and I accept it as so. All is well in my body. All is well in my body. So powerful. Beautiful. So what I would like to share with you a little bit more is the how to love ourselves. And I know this is very basic 101 Louise Hay, but I think we really need it right now. And I always assume that if I'm feeling something, then other people are feeling it as well. And, you know, I've been hard on myself because everything that has been routine to me has been shaken up. And so I've given myself permission to be, you know, eating garbage food. I shouldn't say, I've given myself the excuse of eating garbage food because I'm stressed, right? I've not been getting as much exercise as I normally do. I've been sitting in front of the TV way more than I would normally do. And just, you know, really consuming things that are not for my highest good. And so then the self-criticism comes in. And that's, you know, the number one thing that Louise Hay says for loving yourself is to stop all that self-criticism. And for many of us, we know this. And so, you know, we're careful with our words and we speak kindly about ourselves. But those thoughts, right? Those thoughts and feelings. You know, I was sitting on the couch last night watching TV, right? Just going into that mindless place. And I'm thinking, you know, man, I'm really frumpy. I think I'm getting really fat, you know, and I mean, truthfully, it's been, I think 2 days since I've exercised just due to weather and just like beating myself up. And the more I thought it, in my mind, the bigger of a balloon I became, right? And, you know, by the end of my self-talk, I'm surprised I didn't have to roll off the couch and roll to bed, right? And it was all that self-criticism. And then, of course, it carries over to the next day. Wake up this morning. I should weigh myself. You know, I should do this. I shouldn't have any toast, you know, because of the carbs. I do this. I shouldn't do that. And just this constant negative chatter and going on in my mind. And I'm having to put the brakes on and remember the number one most important thing, stop all self-criticism. And when we are in a situation where we're not being distracted and super busy and running around doing things for other people all the time or for ourselves, it's easy to get into that headspace of self-judgment. And so I just wanted to share with you what Louise Hay says about that. Stop all self-criticism. Criticism never changes a thing. Refuse to criticize yourself. Accept yourself exactly as you are. Everybody changes. When you criticize yourself, your changes are negative. When you approve of yourself, your changes are positive. Doesn't that make sense? Yes. Right? The criticism breaks our spirit. And so, does anybody else want to share any kind of similar experience that they've been going through where they have noticed themselves maybe practicing self-criticism or passing judgment or negative energy on others at this time in our lives when we're not in our normal mind space?
I will. I'm doing really good at not criticizing myself, and the last year I've basically been self-isolating anyway. Like, I quit my full-time job, I've been home, I'm homeschooling, so this hasn't affected us in my life much. One thing, I do not watch news. I try not to scroll through Facebook. I'll post something once in a while and I don't look at it at all because I don't want that in my bubble. But one thing I do notice that's so different is that my partner is home now, right? So it's so for me not to project, I learned a couple of days ago when I cried too on the couch for some reason. I don't know, it was just, but I learned that I'm projecting my expectations outward, and then I'm reacting and I create this negative energy within my relationship with him because of my expectations. So I'm trying to just today really, and yesterday a little bit too, to be very, very mindful of the thoughts that I think, because they are creating this, they create this weird dynamic that I don't want.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. That's such a good point. And I hadn't even really thought about that, that so many people must be going through that right now. You know, maybe they're used to being home alone, or maybe they're used to, you know, the house being empty all day, and all of a sudden it's full of people all day. And there's all of that interaction going on. And, you know, from the little things like put your bowl in the dishwasher to, I'm just sad to say this, but the statistical increase in domestic violence that's happening right now. And so, Kathy, you share such a good thing about just coming from that loving space, right? And just accepting what is. And when we put our expectations out onto other people as to how to try and manage them, to how to control them, to how they should behave, then we're setting ourselves up for disappointment and frustration and stress. And then that negative self-talk will be in there again, right? Does that make sense?
You know, Victoria, can I say something really quick? You know, it's so interesting. I have to say, the collective consciousness 2 days ago, we've all must have felt it, because 2 days ago I was in absolute bad space too. So I just want to acknowledge we're all feeling this. But one thing that I did, and was having a small conflict with my sweetie. When I say small, it's very dramatic because we never have conflict. But I started doing Ho'oponopono. And that was actually just remembering that I'm scared, and I'm acknowledging how hard this is for everybody. But my loved one they need love. They need love. People in our lives need love. And so even though I felt tense and upset at the time, I recognized that unconditional love is where I should come from. So I started doing the Ho'oponopono. Not only, if you don't know much about it, definitely look into it, but it heals not only you, but it heals the collective consciousness. So I actively did that, and like immediately the love between us started flowing again. And so, but just consciously know I want to make a conscious effort to practice love to all people in my life, and recognize that fear and that anxiety is not their fault. It's not them. And so when you own it, and then you find a way to just love yourself, and when you actively love someone else, you actually help that flow come back into you as well, right? What you give, you shall receive. So I had a really powerful moment, and I keep practicing the Ho'oponopono because it's really, I know it's going to help the planet, and I really believe in that. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Thank you. And can you share the, I think it's the 3 cents.
It's 4. It's I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And when you say that, you're actually saying it to the collective consciousness. It doesn't have to be one particular thing. You're just telling the universe, I'm sorry that I'm not trusting in you. I love you completely. Please forgive me for not being in trust with you, and I'm sorry. You know, so it's about the universe. So definitely check it out if you have more questions, a lot online, but Ho'oponopono, it helps me, it's helped my relationship, and I believe it's going to help the planet. So I'm going to keep doing it.
Can you repeat it one more time, those 4 sentences? I love you, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I should get a podcast on it if anyone wants to check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really powerful stuff.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for that share. And I think it's such a good point to recognize that, you know, when we are in those little dips, like a lot of us were 2 days ago, let's remember that it is part of the collective consciousness, and just send love out to that hope, to the planet again. And again, that affirmation that I read this morning that I loved so much: wherever I go in this world, I take my island of safety with me. And just, you know, putting the whole world into that island of safety with us. And that brings us to our next point of loving yourself, is forgiving yourself and letting the past go. I find that as people who I've been coaching are talking to me, they're having a little bit more conflict in their life right now, maybe because they've got more time on their hands, more family time, more time to ruminate. And, you know, there's all sorts of different dynamics going on. And so just learning to forgive the past. And I just want to say that the past might be an hour ago, right? You know, sometimes when we talk about forgiving the past, we go back to that time when we were 4, or when we got divorced 20 years ago. But, you know, as Michelle shared, you know, just, and Kathy shared, just going back even an hour, and just forgiving ourselves, forgiving the other person, forgiving the situation, and, you know, actively use your breath. Your breath is what keeps you alive. Your breath is what comes natural to you. Your breath is from the universe. And just release, right? Release. release. So the other thing, number 3 in this list from Louise Hay on how to love yourself more is don't scare yourself. Oh, could this be more important at this time? Don't scare yourself. I admit to a couple of days of scaring myself. And I'm going to confess, there's more toilet paper in my house than there should be because I scared myself. And I got into that mindset of, what if the banks close? What if, there's no currency exchange? What if there's no food in the grocery store? And even now, I'm in my office building, which I can go to and still stay in solitude. I'm literally the only person in this building right now. I find myself, still scaring myself a little bit when I'm here, even though I know that I'm totally alone. So just remembering, stay in reality in terms of stop going in your mind to places that don't exist yet. And when we're scaring ourselves and putting ourselves in that situation, worrying about things that might happen in the future, we are bringing down that collective energy that we've been talking about, right? If we stay in the present moment, I'm healthy and whole. I'm sending my love out to the planet. I am part of the collective healing. Then we're part of the solution. And we're loving ourselves more and we're giving ourselves that positive energy. Just sharing that with you feels, the last 30 seconds feels so much better than the minute before that, right? It doesn't feel good to talk about worrying about food in the grocery stores, but it feels good. It feels healing when I talk to you about sharing collective love and healing the planet. That makes sense?
Victoria, can I just say one word? Because right now nobody knows where our future is going. Again, that almost helped me of not going into the future. I'm trying to phase out to have those thoughts that you just described. And then I remind myself, nobody knows. Nobody knows. It will go back. And that is almost a bit of comfort comfort that you don't have to go to the extreme. But I feel these times are great eye-opener and awakening times.
It is an awakening time. Absolutely. That's the perfect word for the whole planet. And
all the fears that I've heard, all the fears that people have been thinking about, I believe if that should ever happen, we will all find a way. We will all come together and find a way to make it good for all of us. We will become true community members and help and support and give and share where we need to share. I see people dropping off toilet paper in houses or food or whatever they need. We will receive what we need in these times, and it's going to create such togetherness and such community that the fear will be in the back burner.
Yes, and we're all in this together and just loving ourselves and loving each other and loving our community and supporting as we can. And those are really, really healing thoughts. Thank you, Maureen. And
sorry, Victoria, can I just say one little thing? At the end of the day, because it's easy, not saying easy is not the right word, but people are like staying at home and they have anxiety and everybody's freaking out. At the end of the day, we're all doing this so we're safe. And so the people that, it's so this whole thing can stop. It also strengthens our community and our relationships and make us realize a hug, how important that is. And going from a world of just on our phones and even at dinner, looking at your phone and not really connecting at all anymore. It's like, okay, if you're not going to take it seriously, we're going to help you, So I think it's at the end of the day, we're doing this so that we can help each other.
Yes.
And it's good to remember that,
And such a good point about connection, right? That we in all the busyness have lost some connection. And for a lot of us, we've lost a lot of connection. And now we've got that chance to reignite that, being gentle and kind and patient with ourselves, as the next step as we move into that. And know that you're learning new ways of thinking, right? You haven't been through this before. And so you're learning new ways of thinking, and it's okay, right? So just always treat yourself like you would treat somebody that you really loved, and be kind to your mind. Right? Be kind and think those gentle thoughts and those affirmations. And for those of you listening who don't really know what an affirmation is, it's a personal and positive present tense thought. I am well. I am healthy. I am strong. I am loved. I am worth loving. I am enough.
Victoria, I just want to say that when I use my affirmations, I always remember when I'm washing my hands, I say them. So what's my affirmation? And I say at least 3 or 4 that I am loved, I am strong, I am healthy, the world is beautiful. So that's where I use my affirmations constantly.
That's a great tip. That's a great tip. Really good.
And I can't say it's mine. I got it off Facebook, and I'm utilizing it. So
well, I love it. Thank you for sharing that. And as you know, you do these things as you say affirmations while you wash your hands, or as you meditate or do your yoga, or go for a walk and connect with nature. As you do all of those things, praise yourself for all of the good things that you are doing. Praise yourself for stopping and paying attention to yourself, for the kindness that you're showing to other people. It's okay to praise yourself. And I think so often we are scared about doing that, and we don't want to become coming from a place of ego or seeming like we're arrogant. But honestly, we are here to love ourselves, and we're allowed to do that. We're allowed to praise ourselves. We're allowed to feel good about who we are. That's why we're here, right? And so just remember, as you go throughout the day, praise yourself. Remind yourself about what you're doing right. And, instead of worrying about, maybe an hour ago you had some anxious thoughts, you just praise yourself for moving forward, for feeling your feelings. All right? Does that make sense to everyone? Yes, Priya.
Yeah. So, I have been praising myself because normally I live in Mumbai, which is a busy city in India. And just while it started, I got myself over here. I carried my body to America. And I am relatively in a less crowded place, although I'm in Troy, Ohio at the moment. And, I get these bouts of praising myself for doing good to myself because I'm away from a real crowded place. And then I feel such guilt, and I feel, oh, my country is like, this is an advanced country. They're the richest country in the world, and they are still managing only till this much. My country is 2 to 3 weeks behind, and what chaos there will be. And such poverty there is, and they don't understand, and people can't understand what is safe distance and what will happen, and how selfish I am that I'm feeling that, that I am here now and I'm kind of safe, and oh, I'm doing wrong thinking I can't praise myself. And I scare myself so much with the idea of what will happen in my country and in my city. And I just get stuck and I feel low.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that, and for the honesty of sharing that. And, I think it's something that we are all experiencing on some level. I understand your concern for your entire country. I've been to Mumbai, and it is busy, and there's not room for personal space. And the concern that each of us has for ourselves and our family, also for our country, right? And for the world as a whole. And so I would just invite you, when you notice yourself scaring yourself, right, just to replace those thoughts with love. So when you find yourself saying, I'm worried about the people on the street, that they won't know a safe distance, affirm the people in my country are safe. They are creating a safe space around them that they are able to remain well. And when you worry about the poverty, just send the impoverished people love, right? Affirm that they find the safety and the shelter that they need during this time, and that all will be well in Mumbai and in India and in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So finding ways to support yourself, and we talked about that a little bit at the beginning of the call, finding ways to support yourself. So reaching out to friends. I loved Alana's idea of coffee dates, online coffee dates. It's such a great idea. And does anyone else want to share ways that they're supporting themselves by maybe reaching out for friends, or here's an important piece of this, asking for help when you need it?
Annette here. I can share. We have a mother who's in self-isolation. She's 80, and she's doing great. She said it had to take a pandemic to get her to stay home and clear her clutter, and she's sweet. But I could feel that she was, feeling isolated. So we invited her in our morning meditations. And she's 80, but she's on FaceTime, and she's really with it like that. She even taught me how to use Siri one day. So yeah, we've done that. I invited my husband, and I said, can we reach out to Mom and do our morning readings together through FaceTime? And so we've done that, and just really trying to invite people into our spiritual routine as much as possible together. And it's awesome. Like people are willing and want to try that. So
that's beautiful. And I think 2 of you have shared now or 3 that you are doing some group meditations and so on. What a great idea. I hadn't even thought about that, but a person could, just connect with your family, friends, your network on a daily basis where there's interaction, and just do a meditation. And it doesn't have to take an hour, and it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Just connecting, even if it's for 5 minutes, just sharing and inviting that love and self-acceptance into your life, and releasing fears and reminding each other to be breathing out the anxiety and not holding it in our bodies, and not awfulizing and catastrophizing and worrying about everything. What a great idea. So I would really encourage each of you to, in whatever that looks like for you, just connecting with some people on a daily basis, sharing love and support, and knowing that we're not alone,
Victoria, it's Heather. Can I say something?
Yes, please.
So just to inject a little bit of fun, I have my moments, and I tell people now when they ask how I'm doing, I say that I'm riding the wave between panic and calm. But to inject some fun, my niece created a, what do you call it? Like a road rally. I don't know how to, you guys throw out the name when you know what I'm trying to say. She sent out a bunch of questions of things we needed to find. We needed to get in our vehicles, and we needed to find these things, not getting out of our vehicles, but snapping pictures. And then at the end, we would tell her we're done, and she would ask for specific items. So there was, I believe, 20, and she would ask for certain pictures that we would send in to her. And we had so much fun, and it got our adrenaline going in a different way rather than the fear and panic adrenaline or the anger. It was fun. We were driving. There was 3 of us in the car. So one of us obviously driving, one of us reading what we needed to find. And that was a really neat thing to get us breathing in a different way, get us working together in a different way, and just inject some fun.
Oh my gosh, what a shift in energy. Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, we've been doing that in our community as well, and it's just been very powerful. So yeah, wonderful.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. One thing that, Marcy, I'm going to get to you right away. I see your hand is up there. One thing that my son and daughter-in-law, they live in a really small town. And one thing that the town has done is created a Facebook page, and they have different themes every day. And so people create crafts and do drawings with their family and then post it to their windows so that people can walk around this small town, and maybe the theme is spring flowers. And just look at the drawings and the crafts in other people's window and then move on to the next one. So, you know, people are, oh, I gotta get to it. People are connecting.
Yeah, they are at different
It's
levels,
beautiful.
at the real
Yeah.
level.
Yeah. Marcy.
Hi there. What I was going to say that's helping me, because I kind of like to watch too much of the news and Facebook and that also. So I've cut that way back and started reading books that I've got a stack of. So I might get busy and do my to-do list, you know, do a workout and then housework, whatever on that list. But then I reward myself by sitting down with a cup of tea and just reading. And I've read 3 books in the last week, which is, believe me, is miraculous for me. That feels really good to just take that quiet time and just read.
Yes, absolutely. That's such a great tip. I was, yesterday I picked up a book that was super helpful to me, so I'll just share it with you. It's been sitting on my shelf forever, and I actually didn't even know I had it, and I looked over and it was what I saw. And it's The Age of Miracles by Marianne Williamson. And she has so much wisdom in that book, and just, you know, you can just kind of turn it to any page and pick up a snippet or just a reassuring feeling and thought. And she has such a beautiful way with words. So that's a great idea. And you know what else we could be doing is we could be sharing what we're reading with you know, people that we're in contact with, whether it's in person or social media, just sharing what we're reading and to inspire other people to read, to do the same. Thank you for that, Marcy. Thank you for that. And, you know, I wanted to talk a little bit about taking care of your body. And so important at this time, not only for our physical health, but for our mental health as well. As we don't take care of ourselves, then, you know, that mental attack comes in. And it's so important during this time. And I'm doing my best, and I know you're all doing your best to make sure that we are nourishing our body with healthy foods, that we are drinking enough water, that we are getting some form of exercise. And, you know, it's important not just for the way we look. It's important, most of all, for how we feel. And for a lot of people, those little edges of depression may be creeping in. And this is a great way to combat that and to push them aside. And, you know, keeping an eye on your sugar intake, for people keeping an eye on their alcohol intake, you know, those kinds of things as well, because it's easy to fall into self-medicating, into a numbing sort of sensation to try and just alleviate that stress or that feeling that we might get in our solar plexus, remembering that we can control it with what we eat. We can control it with what we think. We can control it with our breathing, and using our mind to heal ourselves and heal the planet. And being that a lot of you are familiar with Louise Hay's work, oh my goodness, mirror work. This is so important right now to our physical health, right? Just looking into your own eyes, like really solidly connecting. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. It's only change. I am safe, right? I am well. And just really, really loving yourself. And, you know, as Louise would say, just to say, I love you. I really, really love you. And when we know we have our own back, right, it empowers us. It gives us the strength to help others. It gives us the strength to send that love out into the universe. So just keep up with the mirror work. And, you know, it's great when you can do it in the bathroom mirror or someplace where you've got, you know, a nice big space, but if all you've got is a little mirror from the dollar store, you can connect with that as well. Okay. And, you know, I just want to share one last thing here, and then we'll do a final meditation, and that is love yourself, do it now. And I'm working on another book right now, and I just wrote about this yesterday actually, is how many times, and especially as women, how many times I'll love myself when, right? I'll love myself when I get a better job, when I finish my schooling, when I'm in a healthier relationship, when I clear my clutter, when I lose some weight, you know, when I do this, when I do this, when I do this. No, love yourself now, period, right? Just love yourself now. You are worth loving right now. There is nothing that you have ever done or that you ever will do that will take away from that. You are worth loving. Love yourself. Don't wait. Do it now. And as you love yourself more, you exude love, you radiate love, you share love to the universe and are part of the healing of the planet, one heart at a time. I'm so grateful for all of you being here today, and for the sharing that we've done, and for the like-minded gathering, and for the things that we are attracting into our lives. I do want to finish with a short meditation, but before I do that, I want to share, you know, everything's just lined up so perfectly today. This is from Ask and It Is Given. It's a perpetual calendar from Abraham Hicks and Esther Hicks, and March 29th. To be the deliberate creator of your own experience, you will be the one who decides to direct your thoughts. For only when you deliberately choose the direction of your thoughts can you deliberately affect your own point of attraction. You cannot continue to discuss, observe, and believe things in the same way you always have, and make changes to your point of attraction, any more than you can tune your radio to a radio dial and receive a broadcast from a different station. Your vibrational frequencies have to match. And so I really invite you to be aware of your vibrational frequency right now, and, you know, be loving to those dips, but remember to be fine tuning and bringing it back in and loving yourself more, and knowing that what you match your vibration to is what you attract into your life. To that knowingness that we are all one, that we are all safe, and that we are all divinely guided and protected. So I would invite you now to go ahead and just take some nice, easy breaths. We're going to close in a meditation. I love you all for being here, and thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again next Sunday. So it's closing your eyes and taking some easy breaths. Letting your body relax, allowing your neck and your shoulders to relax and to let go, being aware of any tension that you are holding in your body. Imagine breathing in relaxation to those places and breathing out the tension. So breathing in relaxation and breathing out tension. Breathing in relaxation and breathing out tension. And then in your mind's eye, picturing yourself as a lighthouse. You are such a bright light. Picture yourself as that lighthouse, an unwavering beacon of light. And as your light shines, sometimes the water is calm. But sometimes the water is rough, but still that light continues to shine. It provides safety for those who are in rough waters. They know that you are a light that is drawing them into you. Your light provides direction for those who need direction. And as you shine your light as that beautiful lighthouse that you are, you share your light with the world. Just shining the light, the beacon moving forward and backwards across the seas, across the waters. Being the light, knowing that you didn't have to do anything to deserve this light. You were born with this light. And it is your absolute right to shine this light as brightly as you can. Sending this light now from the waters that you are in to your neighboring countries, across the oceans, to each continent. Picturing yourself now above the planet, shining your light on the entire planet. Traveling around the planet with this beautiful beacon of light, healing everywhere you go, being a calming force everywhere you go, being an inspiration everywhere you go. Notice how you feel as you shine your light. Know that you are safe. Every corner of this world is a safe place. Love flows out from you and love flows back to you. You can be relaxed wherever you are. Know that you have in your heart peace that can replace all fear, tranquility that can replace all anxiety. You are serene, you are confident, you are healthy. You have surrounded the planet with light and love. You know that you are safe. All is well, and so it is. And when you're ready, just taking a nice deep breath and returning your consciousness back to this moment, to this call. Thank you once again for being here. I love and appreciate you, and I'll see you again next week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.